Hi, my name is Will Roberts. I am the Relationship Manager from the Southern Ohio Chamber Alliance, and I'm going to share with you some information to help bring you a better understanding of who the Southern Ohio Chamber Alliance, or SOCA, who we are, and how our relationship with the Clermont Chamber works for you as a business. Advantages that you can take for saving dollars in your regular day-to-day cost of doing business, as well as ways to help enhance the benefits that you share with your employees. And with that, what I would like to do here today is I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to kind of talk through a program here that I have all lined up for you that directs information about who SOCA is. All right, and then from here, this first slide, really just an opportunity. It shows a little bit about who the board is, as well as the employees of SOCA. So working left to right there, you'll see Matt Appenzeller. He is our president and CEO for SOCA. You have Mr. Rick Pierce, who is our board chair, Mr. David Peterson, an at-large board member, myself, again, Will Roberts, the relationship manager. We have Sarah Top, another at-large member for SOCA. We have Mickey Caston. Some of you may have spoken or met with Mickey. She is our operations manager. And then the last gentleman on the right there, Mr. Matt Owen, who is our vice chair. So that's the makeup of SOCA. And between the three employees, Matt, myself, and Mickey, and then those four other board members, we work on these programs to help you as businesses improve your cost savings, and again, like I mentioned earlier, offer programs to help your employees better themselves. So with that, I would like to also share with this that we're celebrating our 30th anniversary here in 2023. We're getting close to the end of 2023 as I shared this information with you, but it's been a great year. We've added some new programs here in 2023, including one that I'll touch on a little bit later called DOLR, and it is very unique in the program itself and how the business can help employees that are dealing with student debt issues. But I'll get into that momentarily. First, a little bit about the Southern Ohio Chamber Alliance and really a program overview, if you will. So we'll start with that. We're going to look at who is SOCA. You know, this name SOCA, or the Southern Ohio Chamber Alliance, who are we? What is the SOCA benefit plan? Some information that is very helpful, especially in that world of healthcare. And then what are other services that SOCA and its partners, the Chambers of Commerce, and you, the businesses, can take advantage of? So that's what we're going to look at here today. Let me start here by showing you again, who is SOCA? Well, this is a screenshot, if you will, of our homepage of our website, and it's talking about delivering value right to the local Chamber of Commerce. They're our partners, and we're their partners, and we do this together to help you, the businesses, operate, okay, in simple terms. So what all does that mean? Well, who are we? Well, at the core of what we do, we're a small employer healthcare alliance. Back when we were founded back in 1993 by those 5 Dayton area chambers that you see here on the screen, we were offering healthcare through United Healthcare at the time to members so that they could find a cost savings in the expense that they're putting out to offer healthcare to their employees. Most community chambers back in the day, back in 93, didn't have an opportunity to do this before SOCA came around, because your regional chambers like Cincinnati and Dayton and Columbus and Cleveland, they all had handshake agreements with the larger carriers that did not allow the small community chambers to get involved in healthcare programs. That's why we were formed, to help fill that void for the members of chambers in our local communities. Since that time back in 1993, we have advanced, obviously. We're now an alliance of 129 chambers, primarily in southern and western Ohio. But I'll share some information about how that has changed as well when we start looking deeply into the SOCA benefit plan. And oh, by the way, the SOCA benefit plan, we are the plan administrator for that program. We are regulated by the Ohio Department of Insurance. So the program that we offer, that being a Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield plan, it's highly regulated. We go through regular audits to make sure that all of our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed, to make sure that the health of the plan itself is in good standing for you, the business person. So that's what that's kind of who we are. And then what do we do? And that would be the other half of those questions. And then it's pretty simply answered by these 3 bullet points. We offer programs to you, the employer, because we're looking for ways to add value as well as save you money and help you find ways to improve your employee lives. We also cultivate relationships between our chambers of commerce as well as these program carriers and insurance brokers. So we bring that mix together. And then finally, and the piece of this that helps in the partnership with our chambers of commerce is we help to drive membership into those chambers. And by doing so, we also generate something called non-dues revenue for that chamber. Non-dues revenue is just other revenue sources that can come into a chamber of commerce that are not part of membership dues. Each of you pay a membership dues to be part of the chamber and take advantage of programs that they have available, whether that be through networking, luncheon events, political advocacies, other pieces of information like that, or, as we're going to talk a little bit more about here through SOCA, the member benefit programs that, again, can help you save money. So looking a little bit further into this, the SOCA footprint. What does that mean? Well, as I mentioned, we're primarily south and western Ohio areas as far as the portion of the state that we offer programs to. So when we look at that, and in my travels, my responsibilities as the team with SOCA, I travel as far north up as Napoleon, Ohio, so just south and west of the Toledo area, down to Portsmouth. I travel as far east as Interstate 70 will take us in Ohio, which is to Martins Ferry, right on the West Virginia-Ohio border, to as far west as New Paris, which again along I-70 takes us to the Ohio-Indiana border. So that kind of looks a little bit like this in those areas that I just mentioned. But we have 129 chamber partners. And those 129 chamber partners are here supporting businesses. That's what they're here to do. On average, the chambers support anywhere between 200 to 300 businesses. We have several that are smaller than that at 200 mark, but we also have several that are larger than the 300 mark. But again, it's all about providing support within their local communities to their businesses, and on average, again, between 200 to 300 businesses, which means those chambers of commerce, that 129 chambers, is actually serving somewhere around 70,000 Ohio employers with programs and networking opportunities and advertising and so on and so forth. So now when we look at SOCA and the SOCA benefit plan, now this is the healthcare piece that I mentioned. This is Blue Cross Blue Shield through Anthem. It is their largest networking piece. It is actually a national covered piece. And in one of the programs, you may learn about this healthcare plan. It will serve 97% of the country. So what I mean by that is when you're traveling, you're never out of network. In Ohio, you have full coverage with your healthcare providers, your hospital networks. But if you're in Denver, Colorado, you're still in network. So that's a big thing when you're talking about healthcare coverage, because you don't have to deal with those out of area extra costs that some plans can't provide for you just because that's who they are. But to take that SOCA benefit plan a little further, you can see in there we also have a partnership not only with our chambers of commerce, but we partner with a group called NOAC, which is the Northern Ohio Alliance of Chambers of Commerce, and they're up in the Cleveland area. We have the Central Ohio Chambers of Commerce. They are around Columbus, as you would expect. We also throw in there the Youngstown Chamber of Commerce and the Dayton Area Chamber of Commerce. When we do that, we move from where SOCA is supporting 129 chambers of commerce to this healthcare benefit plan called the SOCA benefit plan, which is now providing service to 278 of Ohio's 315 chambers. That also means that we're serving about 290,000 of Ohio's businesses within that. And when you add that in, and there's that Southwestern Ohio piece with the 129 chambers, but when we add the 278 in, as you would expect, it provides full coverage for healthcare across the state of Ohio. So that's a big deal. That is a big deal. Now, this slide here, this is information that I prefer to kind of spend a little more time on. This gives you a visual image of what are the benefit providers, who are those people that SOCA works with and partners up with the Clermont Chamber to help provide opportunities for you as a business to save money on your cost of doing business and to provide support to your employees. Again, I've mentioned the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield SOCA benefit plan. There's a group called Newport Ascensus. That's a 401k program. So if you've been paying attention to the Secure Acts, we had Secure Act 1.0 that came out roughly a year and a half ago. At the beginning now of 2023, we had Secure Act 2.0 come out, and that deals with retirement services. And Newport Ascensus helps us with a 401k program. Many of you are probably familiar with this next name, Hunter Consulting. Hunter is a Bureau of Workers' Comp third-party administrator. They do exactly that work. They're there to help you with workers' comp coverage, and it can save you if you're not taking advantage of workers' comp coverage. One, I would strongly encourage you to take a look into that. You could be saving as much as 53% off of the standard rates that the BWC is charging you. So please do take a look at that. Reach out to the Clermont Chamber and find out how that can happen. Payroll Partners, a newer service for us, but its name speaks for itself. They're designed to help with your payroll services. They can bring all the elements that fall under payroll into place. So if you're looking at your business filing, they can help you there with your taxes. Of course, they handle the payroll element for your employees. They can even build in the structured pieces of retirement service plans or programs with student debt reduction and things of those nature. So a big deal. There are two elements also that you see next here for energy. We have the community energy advisors that oversee the chamber energy program and chamber state sustainability programs. Those are not those average day-to-day people coming and knocking on your door saying, hey, I can save you money on your utility costs. Chamber energy advisors will actually provide you with a similar comparison that you hear from those groups, but the difference here is that they work with over 27 different suppliers of energy. They work with you to find out the best time frame available and cost available for energy for your services and lock you into those rates based off of your anticipated needs. And then, unlike a lot of those fly-by-night companies that come in, Chamber Energy Advisors, about 30 days before the end of your cycle of energy is due to renew, they will touch base with you, let you know where things stand, let you know if you're still in a good plan or if you need to move on and look at potentially one of the other suppliers. They do that for you as part of the program. It's no extra cost. So if you're a manufacturer or somebody who is shipping overseas, you may want to look at the American World Trade Chamber of Commerce Certificate of Origin program. Certificates of origin help to move your product through customs with ease. So a very smart choice when moving your product overseas, as well as a way to save you time and money in that process. Elevon is a merchant service program that, of course, when you talk merchant services, you're talking about processing of credit cards, but it's not only credit card processing, it is the development of your own POS systems. It is using gift card systems. It is developing independent kiosks. So if you have employee situations, our representative there, Mr. John Webb with Elevon, will always say, where you may have an employee who calls off, your kiosk will never call in sick and will always be there to work for your customers. So just another element, and there's just multiple avenues that Elevon can take you in that merchant services piece. I'm going to come back to Legal Shield, ID Shield here momentarily. If you're looking for support through HR, small or large business makes no difference. They can help your needs. They have multiple packages of information, and they can even bundle those pieces for you. So I would encourage you to check that out. If you're working through a personal employer opportunity, you've got the Hunter PEO, and they can also assist you in multiple areas when you've had difficulties with workers' comp claims. So it's a segment of Hunter Consulting, but it's very specified for manufacturers and higher risk companies. And they can bring you back into group rating opportunity by working through the Hunter PEO plan. Magnify Education is an educationally based program, and they feature 12 different programs. Right now, the programming that Magnify Education is offering out to members and businesses is a program called Building Empathy. It's an animated program that allows us to provide a better understanding. And it gets us thinking about, I know the makeup of who I am, but I don't necessarily know the makeup of who my employees or my staff may be. And it gets us just to think a little bit different about how we react in the office setting to make it a healthier place for all employees. Partnership, I'm going to skip over DOLR again for a second, but partnership, folks, this is such an easy program to get involved in. One, it costs you nothing up front to take advantage of. You simply log in. It's partnership/SOCA, and you have the ability to start sending things through FedEx. Whether you do it once a year or you do it once an hour, you can have your program, or your shipping, I should say, program set up to save upfront 25 to 45% off of those shipping rates, 25% off if it's ground shipping, 45% off for air and express shipping. So great savings upfront. And before I jump into those two other areas that I kind of skipped over here, let me mention this. To take advantages of these programs, all you have to do is be a member of your chamber. It's the one common denominator with all of these pieces. It's something that you get because you're a member of the Clermont Chamber, and that's how you take advantage of these programs. So let me step back here then again and look at Legal ID Shield. And I kind of went into a little bit of detail on all the programs, but Legal Shield ID Shield, one of the main programs offered by Clermont for you, the members. And if you're a small business specifically, this is a great resource for you. Typically, as small business owners, you, and I'll include us, we don't have regular access to legal support should we need it. By taking advantage of the Legal Shield side of the Legal Shield ID Shield program, you can have an expert attorney, local, available at your fingertips in a matter of no more than 4 hours if you have a need arise, and for a cost of less than $20 a month. It is outstanding, and they can help you in so many different ways. On the ID Shield side of things, if you're out and about and find out that you're trying to make a large purchase, maybe you're looking into getting a new credit line, whatever the case may be for your business, and they say, "Oh, we're sorry, but no, we can't offer you any additional credit, and oh, by the way, I'm going to have to report you to the authorities because there is a warrant out for your arrest in any other state of the United States." And those are actual things that happen on a day-to-day basis. That's where ID Shield comes into play. They are there to protect you, your identity, and in the event that your identity is stolen, they are there with resources to correct the issue and allow you to go on with your day-to-day business without having to shut it down for 200 or 300 hours that an average takes to correct an issue with ID difficulties. So that Legal Shield ID Shield piece is just outstanding. I would really encourage you to take a look at that opportunity. You would look locally for Todd Goodwin. Todd is our primary contact with the Legal Shield ID Shield program, and I know that the folks at the Clermont Chamber can make that happen for you. So one last thing about the Legal Shield side of things. We all know how important having an active will is. Through the program, if you get this for your employees as well and use it as an employee benefit tool, they can have a will written for no additional cost. It's free with the program. So something else to think about. And that's just one of dozens of opportunities. Excuse me for just a moment. All right. And then the other piece here, DOLR. You see that at the bottom line center. DOLR is our newest SOCA program. DOLR is designed to be a support piece for individuals dealing with student debt, but done in a unique business way. If you as a business owner happen to have a retirement service plan, and maybe that plan also offers a match program where the employee would put something into that program, and then you as the employer would match it. In this case, that student or that individual dealing with student debt may not be able to consider to be part of that retirement service programs because they've got that bucket of debt that they're dealing with on the other side of their life. So the way DOLR makes this work, they connect the dollars that are being sent by the individual into their student debt fund, paying those bills down, while at the same time working with you, the employer, to continue to build and provide opportunity in retirement plans. So it helps to divide that piece out, takes care of the employee, and continue to service the needs of that student debt. Provides you, the employer, with a way to provide additional support in retirement to the employee. It's just outstanding. And that is just one example of 4 different programs available under the DOLR name. So I would encourage you also to reach out to the staff at the Clermont Chamber and get more details about DOLR. So with that, I would also then like to just share some information about who I am. There's the information there and how you can reach me specifically. Again, Will Roberts is who I am. I am the Relationship Manager for the Southern Ohio Chamber Alliance. That is my direct phone number. Feel free to reach out at any time. Email-wise, you can use our company email address, which is the info@joinsoca.com. That will get you in contact with either myself, Mickey, or Matt. Or if you would also like to reach out to me directly, just change that info to Will. So that would be will@joinsoca.com, and that information then comes to me directly. So with that, I will stop sharing and just say it's been a pleasure sharing this information with you today. I hope that gives you a little better understanding of some of the programming available through you and the way that you as a business can take advantage of your membership with the chamber. I hear it on a regular basis. I've joined my local chamber of commerce. What happens next? Well, this is certainly an added piece of what can happen next. I encourage you to look into these benefit programs and help to save yourself, save your business some money, and help on the retention and attraction of employees. With that, I want to say thank you, and you have a great day.